In a world obsessed with comfort, we've forgotten what real self-care means. They tell you to rest, to spoil yourself, to escape. But escape is not healing. You can light every candle, travel to every retreat, buy every journal, yet still wake up feeling lost inside your own skin. Because peace isn't something you purchase. It's something you build. The Stoics understood this long before we did. They cared for the soul, not by running from pain, but by walking straight through it, with discipline, reflection, and courage. Real self-care is not indulgence. It's inner work. It's showing up for your own mind when no one is watching. Today, I'll show you 7 self-care habits that rebuild not just your peace, but your power. Because the real you isn't broken, he's just buried under comfort. Comment below. I rebuild myself daily. Let's begin. 1. Choose pain over comfort. Everywhere you look, comfort is being sold as happiness. A softer mattress, a faster delivery, a button that does the work for you. But behind that comfort lies something no one wants to talk about. Weakness. The more you chase ease, the more fragile you become. So you stop growing, stop stretching, stop fighting for your own potential. Seneca once wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The Stoics believed discomfort wasn't the enemy. It was the training ground for greatness, and they lived by it. Seneca slept on the floor once a month to remind himself that luxury could vanish in a day. Marcus Aurelius trained his mind for adversity every morning before the world could test him. They understood that pain was not punishment, it was preparation. But today, we avoid everything that makes us uncomfortable. We avoid the cold, the silence, the confrontation, the truth. We hide behind screens, numb our emotions, and call it peace. Yet inside, there's a quiet ache. Because deep down, you know you're built for more than comfort. You're built for strength, for clarity, for self-respect. So what if you stopped running from pain? What if, just for once, you chose to meet it, face to face, like a warrior in training? Because that's what voluntary discomfort is. Training for life before life trains you. Take a cold shower when you don't want to. Speak the truth when your voice shakes. Sit with silence instead of seeking distraction. These are not punishments, they're reminders. Each small act of chosen discomfort rewires your mind, layer by layer, to become someone who can endure and still remain calm. Modern society teaches you to escape struggle. Stoicism teaches you to transform it. Every time you step into discomfort on purpose, you reclaim power over your own reactions. You stop being the puppet of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your own resilience. Because resilience isn't built in comfort, it's born in challenge. And yes, it will hurt. Growth always does. The first few seconds of a cold shower, the silence after you walk away from an argument, the weight of doing what's right when no one's watching. But behind that pain, something extraordinary happens. Your mind stops fearing it. You start trusting yourself again. Pain doesn't break you, resistance does. Avoidance does. Hiding from the discomfort of reality only keeps you soft. The Stoics didn't pray for easier lives. They prayed for stronger souls. They trained in hardship so that peace, when it came, would not make them weak, but wise. So begin small. Today, choose one act of discomfort. One challenge that awakens you from numbness. Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier, lifting when you're tired, or saying no to something that drains you. Don't wait for motivation. Just act, because the act itself is the therapy. When you embrace discomfort with awareness, you don't just toughen your body, you sharpen your spirit. And in a world addicted to comfort, being grounded in discipline is the most radical form of self-care there is. Say this quietly to yourself. Comfort doesn't heal, Discipline does. I will not seek ease. I will seek growth. 2. Practice emotional minimalism. The modern world keeps you emotionally overloaded. Every scroll, every notification, every opinion is fighting for your attention. And you surrender it without realizing. You wake up already anxious, because the moment you open your phone, you've given 1,000 strangers the power to shape your mood. You don't own your emotions anymore. The world does. Epictetus warned us 2,000 years ago. It's not things that disturb us, but our judgment about things. It means that most pain doesn't come from what happens, but from how you interpret it. You suffer twice. Once in reality, and once in your reaction. That second suffering is optional. Stoicism calls it emotional clutter, the unnecessary noise you carry inside. Minimalism isn't just for your home, it's for your mind. Just like you declutter a room, you can declutter your emotions. Ask yourself, do I really need to react to this? Do I need to hold this grudge? Do I need to prove my point? Most of the time, the answer is no. But ego whispers, you must respond. You must be understood. And that's when peace slips away. A Stoic doesn't chase reactions. A Stoic observes. When anger rises, they breathe. When fear comes, they pause. When judgment appears, they look at it like a passing storm, temporary, loud, but powerless if you don't feed it. Emotional minimalism is not suppression, it's mastery. It's the discipline of not letting every impulse become an action. Think about how often you give away energy to what doesn't matter. A rude comment online, a text left unread, someone's tone in a meeting. Each time you react, you hand them a piece of your peace. But when you pause, you pull that power back. You remind yourself that the only thing you truly control is your response. Try this. The next time you feel triggered, don't respond, don't explain, don't rush to be understood. Just pause. Breathe deeply through your nose. Write down what you feel, not to send, but to see. Write 3 lines. What happened? What you felt? What does it teach you? This small ritual, pause, breathe, write, is a Stoic reset. It transforms chaos into clarity. It teaches your nervous system that peace is a choice, not a gift. Modern life tells you that feeling deeply means reacting instantly. Stoicism says the opposite. Feeling deeply means understanding without being owned by it. When you stop reacting to every emotional spark, your life becomes quieter. Not because the world changed, but because you stopped feeding the noise. There's a quiet power in emotional simplicity. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to fix everyone's perception of you. You don't even have to explain your peace. The moment you realize that, you begin to live lighter. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. The more you filter your emotions, the more you protect your strength. Because peace isn't found in isolation, it's found in control. So today, begin with one act of emotional minimalism. Mute the noise, pause before you reply, or simply choose silence where chaos expects reaction. This is not weakness, it's refinement. Whisper this to yourself. I own my emotions. They don't own me. My peace is not negotiable. 3. Protect your energy. You wake up every day with a limited amount of energy. Mental, emotional, spiritual. Yet most people spend it before noon. Not because life is hard, but because they give too much of themselves to everything that doesn't matter. You check messages before you check in with your own mind. You say yes when you mean no. You carry conversations that drain you, not because you care, but because you're afraid of disappointing others. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. But to protect that mind, you must also protect your energy, because where attention goes, your power flows. Every person, every thought, Every habit is either charging you or draining you. Most people never stop to notice which is which. The Stoics believed self-control begins with self-protection. Epictetus taught that we must guard our inner fortress like soldiers, not letting every idea, every emotion, or every person walk freely into our mind. You cannot find peace while leaving your gates open. Your attention is sacred. Think about how often you've let people take pieces of your energy. The friend who only calls to complain, the co-worker who criticizes but never contributes, the ex who still pulls your emotions like strings. These are what Seneca called energy thieves. And every moment you invest in them is a moment you steal from your own growth. You cannot heal in the same environment that keeps wounding you. That's not loyalty. That's self-abandonment. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's self-respect. Because if you don't learn to guard your peace, the world will teach you to give it away. Start small. Make a list of 3 drains and 3 gains in your life. Who or what leaves you heavy? And who or what leaves you alive? Look at that list and be honest. The Stoics valued truth over comfort. If something or someone consistently empties you, distance is not cruelty, it's clarity. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your mind. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. Setting boundaries always does. You'll be misunderstood. You'll be called distant or cold. But remember what Marcus said. The opinion of others is not my concern. My only duty is to remain true to my nature. Your peace is your responsibility. Guard it like a warrior guards his shield, not with aggression, but with awareness. You decide who enters your circle, what you consume, what you repeat to yourself. Every no to chaos is a yes to calm. If you want to live with strength, you must stop trying to fix everyone else and start fortifying yourself. Don't fight every battle. Don't explain every silence. Don't chase validation. The more you preserve your energy, the more power you have to build something meaningful. Discipline, clarity, peace. So today, protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. Say no when it costs your peace. Step back when it drains your focus. Mute, block, unfollow if you must. The world doesn't need your constant availability. It needs your grounded presence. Take a breath. Close your eyes. Whisper this to yourself. Peace is my new luxury. I don't chase noise. I protect my energy. 4. Master solitude. We live in a world terrified of silence. The moment things go quiet, we reach for noise, music, scrolling, messages, distractions. Most people can't sit alone for 5 minutes without feeling anxious, but solitude isn't emptiness. It's the space where you meet yourself again. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can you find a more peaceful retreat than within your own soul." That was 2,000 years ago, yet somehow it's even harder now. We're surrounded by people, connected to millions, yet more disconnected than ever. We fill every quiet moment because silence forces us to face the truth. We've forgotten how to be with ourselves. The Stoics practiced solitude not as isolation, but as restoration. Seneca called it the workshop of the soul. They didn't fear being alone. They feared being strangers to themselves. When you're alone, you see your real reflection, not the one others expect, but the one that speaks in whispers when the world goes silent. Solitude strips away the performance. No audience, no validation, no applause. Just you, your thoughts, and the question, who am I when no one is watching? That's where strength is forged. In the moments no one sees, when you choose to stay present instead of escaping. But modern culture tells you that being alone means being unwanted. So you rush to fill the space with people, with noise, with movement. Yet the more you run from solitude, the more restless you become. You end up surrounded but unseen, busy but unfulfilled. The truth is, loneliness is not the absence of people. It's the absence of connection to yourself. Solitude, when practiced intentionally, becomes sacred. It's where you detox from opinions. It's where you recharge from chaos. It's where you remember your own rhythm after being drowned in the rhythm of others. The Stoics retreated often, not to escape the world, but to return stronger. You can do the same. Try this. One day each week, practice a digital Sabbath. 24 hours without social media, without endless scrolling, without external noise. Walk without your phone. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Write what you feel instead of posting it. At first, your mind will resist. It will crave the dopamine hits of distraction. But stay still. Let the silence expand. It will start to speak. Not loudly, but truthfully. In that silence, you'll hear what you've been avoiding, what hurts, what heals, what truly matters. You'll remember that your worth has never depended on being seen. It's always been in your being. Solitude teaches you that peace doesn't come from company. It comes from alignment. You don't master solitude overnight. It's a practice, one of returning to yourself again and again until your own presence becomes your favorite place to be. When that happens, no rejection can destroy you, no silence can scare you, no loss can unground you, because you've built a home inside your own soul. Take a deep breath. Feel the space around you. This is not emptiness, it's expansion. And whisper this line to yourself. I'm not alone, I'm aligned. 5. Speak less, mean more. Most people waste their power through words. They speak to fill silence, to prove a point, to be understood. But the more they talk, the less they're heard. We live in an age of overexposure, where every thought must be shared, every emotion broadcast, every disagreement performed. Yet the Stoics understood something we've forgotten. The stronger the mind, the quieter the voice. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, once said, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." He knew that careless words wound deeper than any fall. To the Stoic, speech was sacred, a tool for truth, not validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations not for the world, but for himself. His wisdom was born from reflection, not reaction. But today, we speak to survive silence. We explain ourselves to people who've already judged us. We argue online with strangers we'll never meet. We text long paragraphs, hoping to be understood by those who never cared to listen. Every unnecessary word drains energy, weakens presence, and scatters focus. Real power is quiet. It's not in how much you say, but in how aligned your words are with your values. When your actions already speak, your mouth doesn't need to. When your life reflects truth, explanations become noise. There's a reason silence makes people uncomfortable. It reveals truth. It forces others to face themselves. That's why manipulators hate silence. They can't control what they can't engage. But your silence is not weakness. It's containment. It's choosing to guard your peace instead of feeding chaos. The Stoics practiced verbal restraint like a discipline. They believed every word should pass 3 gates. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If not, they held it back. In a world addicted to reaction, silence becomes rebellion. Try this. For 1 week, follow the no-paragraph rule. No long explanations. No emotional essays. If you must respond, do it simply, calmly, without apology. I understand. That's your view. Take care. Let your calmness speak what words never could. You'll notice something extraordinary. The more you say less, the more others reveal themselves. Silence exposes character faster than argument ever will. Those who value you will respect it. Those who seek drama will disappear. Either way, you win peace. At first, it will feel strange. You'll want to defend, to explain, to fix misunderstandings. But remember, understanding is not owed. Peace is not negotiated. When you stop explaining yourself, you reclaim authority over your own story. You no longer beg to be seen. You become undeniable. Seneca wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay. Every time you hold your tongue when ego wants to fight, you build strength. Every unspoken defense becomes self-respect. So speak less, but mean more. Speak only when your words can improve silence. Let your actions become your language. Let your stillness be your statement. Take a breath and whisper this: my silence is my strength. I don't explain peace. I live it." 6. Audit your desires. Modern life trains you to want more. More success, more validation, more attention, more of everything. You measure progress not by peace but by comparison. Who has more? Who looks happier? Who's winning? And yet the more you chase, the emptier you feel. Because what you call ambition is often just addiction. Addiction to wanting. Socrates once said, "He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have." The Stoics built their lives around this truth. They didn't reject comfort, but they refused to be owned by it. Their freedom came not from abundance, but from sufficiency, from knowing the difference between enough and never enough. Most people today live in the grip of invisible chains, not made of iron, but of craving. You crave approval, recognition, progress, luxury, love, control. And the moment you get one desire, 10 more take its place. That's how the world keeps you chasing, always running, never arriving. The Stoics called it the sickness of wanting. Epictetus taught, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Every unnecessary desire is a form of slavery, because each one whispers, "You'll be happy when," and every time you believe that lie, you postpone peace. So pause. Ask yourself, what am I really chasing? Is it success or significance? Is it love or validation? Is it comfort or escape? Often, the things you want most are the very things that distract you from what you already have. The Stoic practice of apatheia isn't emotional numbness. It's emotional clarity. It's knowing that peace doesn't come from getting everything you want, but from wanting less of what doesn't matter. When you detach from unnecessary desires, life becomes lighter. The noise fades. The mind becomes still. Try this tonight. Write down 3 things you can let go of. 3 desires that no longer serve your growth. Maybe it's impressing someone. Maybe it's chasing a title. Maybe it needs closure from the past. Then write 1 truth that defines enough for you. Read it out loud. Feel how freeing it is to stop wanting for a moment. The Stoics didn't live in scarcity. They lived in sufficiency. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Your mind becomes wealthy the moment it stops needing the world to be different for you to feel whole. When you reduce your desires, you don't shrink your life. You expand your freedom. You begin to notice beauty again, the quiet morning light, the calm after chaos, the simplicity of breath. You no longer run through life. You walk through it, steady, centered, unshaken. So simplify. Audit your desires the way a Stoic audits thoughts, without judgment, just awareness. Let go of what exhausts you. Keep what sustains you. Because the less you want, the more space you have for what truly matters. Peace, purpose, and presence. Take a slow breath. Let it anchor you. Then whisper this to yourself. Less wanting, more being. I already have what I need. 7. Rebuild yourself through virtue. There comes a point in life when you realize self-care alone is not enough. You can rest, meditate, journal, and still feel empty. Because peace without purpose becomes comfort, and comfort without virtue becomes decay. The Stoics understood that the highest form of self-care wasn't relaxation, it was alignment with virtue. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, faced betrayal, disease, and war, yet he remained centered. Why? Because he didn't live for pleasure. He lived for principle. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Virtue was his compass. Wisdom, courage, justice, temperance, the four pillars of Stoicism. These weren't abstract ideals. They were daily disciplines. To be wise was to see clearly. To be courageous was to act despite fear. To be just was to do right, even when it cost him. To be temperate was to master desire before it mastered him. We live in a time where image has replaced integrity. People perform goodness instead of practicing it. They post quotes about healing but never face their own truth. They speak of empathy but treat others like tools. Yet every moment of hypocrisy quietly corrodes the soul. You cannot build peace on pretense. Virtue is the architecture of a strong mind. It's what keeps you standing when comfort, validation, and applause are gone. Because discipline, honesty, and justice never depend on trends, they're eternal. And when you align your actions with your values, you stop seeking meaning. You become it, but building yourself through virtue requires brutal honesty. It's asking, am I living what I claim to believe? If the answer is no, don't shame yourself. Begin again. Marcus wrote his meditations not because he was perfect, but because he was practicing. Every page was a reminder to return to his principles, to his duty, to his better self. So start small. Each morning, choose one virtue to live by. Just one. Wisdom, pause before reacting. Courage, say the hard truth calmly. Justice, do one act of fairness when no one's watching. Temperance, resist one urge that doesn't serve your higher self. These are not grand gestures. They are quiet revolutions. Because transformation doesn't happen in the noise of motivation. It happens in the silence of integrity. When your actions match your values, you stop chasing worth. You embody it. And yes, you'll fail. You'll break your own rules, fall back into old patterns, and forget your better self. But the Stoic doesn't quit when he fails. He corrects. Virtue is not perfection, it's persistence. Every time you return to your principles, you rebuild yourself a little stronger. In the end, no amount of comfort will save you if you abandon your character. Peace that isn't built on virtue is just numbness in disguise. So if you truly wish to reinvent yourself, don't start with pleasure. Start with principles. Take a breath. Let this truth sink in. You're not defined by your past, but by the virtues you practice today. Whisper this to yourself. Virtue is my foundation. Integrity is my peace. You've learned 7 habits that few ever master, because they demand strength, honesty, and depth. This is the real self-care, not comfort, but courage. Not escape, but evolution. The Stoics never chased calm. They built it through discipline. They didn't run from chaos. They trained within it. That's what rebuilding means. Turning every struggle into structure, every pain into power. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. So be one. Speak less, mean more, want less, live deeper. Choose virtue over vanity, peace over performance. You don't need a new life, you need a new standard, and you set it today, in silence, through action, by living aligned." Comment below. I rebuild myself every single day. Because the Stoic path isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming unshakable.